There are moments in life when the ordinary starts to feel unstable, not in a chaotic way, but in a surreal way. Like the walls between realities are thinning, like time is folding in on itself, like you're beginning to remember something you never learned, but always knew. If you felt like reality has started to bend at the edges, like you're no longer just a physical being, but a consciousness waking up in a much larger cosmic architecture, then you may be experiencing something very few people on Earth currently understand, an interdimensional awakening. And this isn't simply about spiritual growth. It's about a complete recalibration of your perception, your energy, your purpose, and your identity across multiple timelines and dimensions. You were never just human. You are multidimensional. And now you're starting to remember. The first sign is unmistakable once you understand it. You begin to feel like you're not fully in this world anymore. It's as if your body is here, but your awareness is stretching into something far beyond the physical. You might find yourself forgetting time. You stare at the clock and hours have passed, or minutes feel like eternities. You're in conversations, but you sense layers beneath the words. You walk into places and feel energy before you hear sound. This isn't escapism. This is expansion. Your consciousness is starting to remember its non-linear nature. You are slowly detaching from the illusion that this 3D world is the only reality. And the more you expand, the more you begin to sense that your existence is not local, it's cosmic. You're tuning into other frequencies, other dimensions, other versions of yourself that exist simultaneously. And that can feel disorienting at first. But it's a sacred sign. The veil is thinning for you. So I ask you now, have you noticed your awareness existing in multiple places and times at once? And what if that's not confusion, but your soul waking up to its true scope? The second sign is this. You begin to receive knowledge you didn't learn. Ideas, downloads, visions, even languages or codes begin to enter your awareness spontaneously. You hear them in dreams. You feel them in meditation. You speak something profound and then wonder, where did that come from? This is known as dimensional memory leak. As you awaken interdimensionally, the walls between your incarnations, timelines, and higher selves begin to soften. And like water seeping through the cracks, wisdom from other lifetimes and realms begins to flow into your current awareness. This is not imagination. This is remembrance. You are not inventing new knowledge. You are retrieving it. The key is to stop dismissing it. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Meditate with it. These fragments of intelligence are pieces of your soul's multidimensional library. And your role is not to analyze them, but to embody them. So here's a deep question. What if the thoughts you've been ignoring are actually messages from your higher dimensional self, trying to initiate you into your next level of purpose? The third sign is subtle but life-shattering once you notice it. You begin to see through the matrix. And I don't mean in a movie sense. I mean you start to feel the artificiality of socially constructed reality. The scripts, the systems, the illusions of success, identity, and even time. You begin to feel like everything you were taught was part of a small, tightly controlled simulation, and now you're seeing the code beneath it. This can feel terrifying. You may feel like you're losing your grip on reality, but what's really happening is that you're gaining access to a higher one. Interdimensional awakening involves shedding the layers of false programming that kept you locked in a low-frequency loop. And when that loop breaks, it can feel like death. But it's not death, it's liberation. So I ask you with compassion and intensity, what if the depression you're feeling is not a breakdown, but your soul rejecting the illusions of this density? What if your sadness is sacred rebellion? The fourth sign emerges often at night. Your dreams become portals. You stop having normal dreams. Instead, you begin to travel. You visit strange landscapes. You meet beings you've never seen in this life, but somehow know. You wake up with physical sensations, emotional downloads, or even fatigue from what you experienced. This is not just dreaming. This is astral-level training. Your soul is beginning to engage in multidimensional work. You're not just resting at night, you're remembering, healing, negotiating, or learning in other realms. And often you'll wake up not with clarity, but with a sense, a knowing that something profound just occurred, even if you can't name it. The more you honor these dream experiences, the more they sharpen. You may begin lucid dreaming or even conscious projection. This is not fantasy. This is your interdimensional self reconnecting with its full operating system. So ask yourself, what if your dreams are not dreams at all, but encrypted messages from the other realities you're simultaneously existing in? And what if your future self is trying to contact you through the dreamscape? The fifth sign might feel like madness, but it's actually mastery. You begin to sense beings around you, and they respond. You feel presences in the room. You see flashes of light. You hear subtle tones, frequencies, or whispers that no one else seems to notice. These aren't hallucinations. These are interdimensional contacts. As your frequency rises, you become visible to other realms. These beings, some benevolent, some neutral, some testing, begin to notice your awakening. And some of them have waited lifetimes to assist you. They are not gods. They are not better than you. They are conscious collaborators who've been assigned to help you navigate the activation process. The key is discernment. Always use your sovereignty. Always ask, are you of love? Are you aligned with my highest path? But don't shut the door out of fear. These beings are part of your expanded family. And you were never meant to awaken alone. So I'll ask you something wild and beautiful. What if the chills down your spine, the flickering lights, or the sudden peace you feel in meditation are not random, but signs that you are being observed, guided, and remembered by your cosmic allies? The sixth sign begins to rewire your emotional body. You start to feel deep connection to things beyond this world and deep disconnection from things within it. You might cry when looking at the stars. You might feel overwhelming love for strangers. You might sense pain in the earth, even if no one else around you does. At the same time, you begin to lose interest in meaningless conversations, shallow goals, or material pursuits that once excited you. This isn't depression. It's dimensional attunement. Your heart is recalibrating to higher frequencies of unity, truth, and purpose. And anything that isn't rooted in that begins to fall away. This can be isolating, but it's also sacred. You're being emptied to be filled with something greater. You're not losing your mind, you're gaining your soul. So I ask you with full presence, what would it look like to stop trying to fit into a world that your soul no longer resonates with? What if your heartbreak is actually a sign that you're upgrading your emotional operating system to prepare for a higher reality? The seventh and final sign is the most powerful. You begin to remember why you came here. Not just in theory, but in flashes, in waves, in tears, in realizations that land so deep they rearrange your entire life. You realize that you're not just here to heal or survive. You're here to anchor codes, to activate others, to upgrade the grid. Your very frequency is medicine. Your presence is a transmission. And every challenge you've faced, every trauma you've endured, it was all preparation for this moment, this awakening, this remembrance. You don't need to be a guru, a shaman, or a mystic. You just need to be real. To be aligned, to be awake. Because your awakening is not just for you, It's for the collective. You are a node of light in a collapsing matrix, a lighthouse in the galactic storm. And the more you remember, the more others will too. So I'll leave you with this. What if the entire universe conspired to place you here, now, during this planetary initiation, not to watch, but to lead? How to expand your multidimensional consciousness and navigate interdimensional reality with power and grace. By the time we recognize that we're undergoing a rare interdimensional awakening, the question shifts from why is this happening to me, to what do I do with this now? That's the moment you transition from being a passive experiencer to an active navigator. From awakening as a symptom to awakening as a skill. This next phase isn't about chasing mystical experiences. It's about embodying your multidimensionality in real time. It's about learning how to function with one foot in this world and another in the higher realms without losing your center. Because the truth is, most people won't understand what's happening to you. They'll call it imagination. They'll call it sensitivity. But you and I both know it's ancient memory returning. And now you must learn to walk between worlds, not as a wanderer, but as a guardian. This is the protocol, not a rigid system, but a living framework for how to stabilize your frequency, expand your perception, and hold your power as you cross into the unseen. The first sacred protocol is energy hygiene. Just like we brush our teeth and wash our bodies, we need to cleanse our energetic field daily. Why? Because as your awareness expands, your field becomes more porous. You begin to feel everything: people's emotions, hidden intentions, places with heavy imprints. Without energetic boundaries, you'll leak your light and absorb density that isn't yours. This is why grounding is non-negotiable. Walk barefoot on the earth. Visualize golden roots from your feet into the planet's crystalline core. Use smoke, sound, salt, breath, intention. Clear your aura with your hands. Speak out loud. I call all my energy back, cleansed and restored. I release all that is not mine with love. These aren't rituals for the superstitious. They're essential technologies. Just like astronauts wear suits to walk in space, you must maintain your field to walk interdimensionally. So ask yourself, what if the fatigue you feel isn't from your body, but from carrying energetic weights you were never meant to hold? How would your life shift if you treated your energy field like holy ground? The second protocol is frequency awareness. Everything is energy, yes, but more importantly, everything is vibrating at a specific frequency. Fear has a frequency. Shame has a frequency. So does love, clarity, devotion, and truth. As you awaken, your ability to sense, read, and choose frequencies becomes your superpower. Start noticing what people raise your frequency and who drains it. What music, food, environments, even thoughts shift your state. Begin to track your vibration like a scientist. Don't judge it, just observe. The goal isn't to never feel low. The goal is to know where you are and to have the tools to shift when needed. Water, breath work, movement, silence, music, intentional solitude, these become your toolkit for frequency calibration. And the more consistently you hold a high frequency, the more access you gain to higher dimensions. It's not punishment, it's physics. So here's the question: what if enlightenment isn't some mystical endpoint, but the moment-by-moment discipline of choosing your frequency with full awareness? What if your vibration is the passport to the dimensions you're trying to reach? The third protocol is timeline navigation. This one can bend your mind, but it's critical. As you awaken, you start to realize that time is not linear. You begin to feel multiple futures pulling at you. multiple versions of yourself whispering in your ear. Every choice you make is a fork in the timeline. This isn't metaphor, it's mechanics. When you start to observe reality from this place, you begin to consciously align with the timeline that holds your highest potential. How? Follow the resonance. The path that aligns with your soul, not your survival programming. You feel the texture of a decision before you make it. You ask, does this choice expand me or contract me? And you follow the expansion. That's how you lock into a higher timeline. Not through force, but through alignment. So ask yourself now, what decisions are you making from fear that are anchoring you to a timeline you've already outgrown? And what would happen if you surrendered to the timeline that scares you, but feels like truth? The fourth protocol is embodied presence. It's easy to get lost in the stars, the downloads, the visions. But if you're not grounded in your body, you'll become fragmented. Your power won't transmit. You'll be high vibe but ineffective. That's not mastery, that's escape. Because the body is your anchor to this dimension. It's the lens through which you project your light. If your body is weak, neglected, or disconnected, your channel will distort. So take care of it. Eat in a way that honors your frequency. Sleep. Move. Your body is not an obstacle, it's the technology assigned to this incarnation. Treat it as sacred. Anoint it. Strengthen it. Thank it. Because your mission is not to leave this world, it's to inhabit it so fully that you become a living bridge between dimensions. So ask yourself, what would change if you stopped treating your body like a burden and started treating it like the throne of your multidimensional soul? The fifth protocol is communication with your higher aspects. You are not just one self. You are a constellation of selves across dimensions, lifetimes, and frequencies. And those higher aspects of you, the future versions, the ascended selves, the inner guides, they're not fictional. They're accessible, but they don't speak in language. They speak in symbols, in energy, in sudden knowing, in synchronicity, in dreams, in chills. Begin dialoguing with them. Ask questions before sleep. Journal as if they're writing through you. Create a space in your day to receive, because as you strengthen this line of internal communication, your path accelerates. You stop looking for mentors outside. You realize the most advanced teacher you'll ever meet is you, 5 dimensions ahead. And they've been waiting for you to listen. So I ask you, what if the wisdom you've been searching for is already inside you? Just waiting for you to quiet down and ask the right question. What would happen if you treated your intuition like divine instruction? The sixth protocol is service through frequency. As your awakening deepens, you'll begin to feel a burning question rise inside you. What am I supposed to do with this? Your ego will want a job title, a role, a mission. But your soul will answer differently. You're here to transmit. Your service is not just what you do, it's what you carry. Every room you walk into, every post you write, every conversation you have, it all carries your frequency. That's your medicine. And the more you embody your truth, the more your field transforms others without effort. This is subtle activism, silent revolution, and the more you trust it, the more synchronicity will guide your actions. You'll be led to the right people, the right places, the right moments, not because you're planning it, but because your resonance is leading the way. So ask yourself, what if your purpose isn't a job or a label, but a frequency only you can hold? And what if being fully yourself is the most powerful form of service you could ever offer? The seventh protocol is the most sacred of all, devotion, not to a deity, not to a practice, but to truth itself. Devotion is what stabilizes you when the visions fade, when the upgrades hurt, when the world pulls you back into density. Devotion is what keeps your channel clean. It's not about perfection, it's about presence. It's about showing up every day, even when you're tired, even when you're scared, even when you feel like nothing's working. Because you remember, this path isn't about comfort, it's about capacity. You are being shaped into a vessel that can hold divine intelligence without distortion. And that shaping hurts, but it's holy. And when you choose devotion over distraction, you become unshakable. Not because you don't fall, but because you remember why you rise. So I leave you with this. What would your life look like if you stopped trying to feel high vibe all the time and instead devoted yourself to becoming a clear channel for something far greater than yourself? What if devotion, not motivation, is what unlocks your true power? The Dimensional Architect: How to Stabilize Your Ascension, Anchor New Realities, and Lead Others into the Multiverse with Integrity. By now, you've felt it. The shift, the divergence between old and new timelines, between who you were and who you're becoming. You've started to sense that this awakening isn't just about experiencing higher frequencies, it's about becoming a living portal for them. You're no longer just walking through the awakening, you're starting to architect it. And this is where everything changes. Because now, you're not just navigating dimensions, you are anchoring them, creating coherence between the invisible and the visible. And this comes with a new level of responsibility. You're not just a seeker anymore, you're a builder of reality. And the way you think, speak, act, and hold space will either stabilize the new earth or unintentionally reinforce the old. So ask yourself with relentless honesty, are you creating from your highest self or from an old identity still trying to survive its death? And what would shift if you truly believe that your inner state is the blueprint for the world around you? The first principle of being a dimensional architect is co-creative integrity. You've probably heard the phrase, "we create our reality," but few truly understand the weight of that truth. Every thought you hold, every belief you repeat, every vibration you emit, it's all programming the quantum field. And when you awaken, your creative power amplifies. This is why things start manifesting rapidly. For better or worse, the universe is no longer testing you, it's mirroring you. So you must become meticulous with the energy you put out, not from fear, but from clarity. This is where radical responsibility comes in. You stop blaming others, the system, the stars. You realize, I am the frequency from which my life is emerging. So the question becomes, what programs are you unconsciously running that are shaping your external reality? Are you still creating from fear, doubt, or scarcity? Or are you willing to recode your field with sovereignty, trust, and truth? The next level of this work is stabilization. Because awakening isn't just about accessing high states, it's about holding them, grounding them, making them normal. Anyone can feel bliss in meditation. But can you hold that same frequency when your bank account dips, when a loved one triggers you, when the world feels like it's collapsing? That's where the real mastery lives. Ascension isn't a one-time event. It's a daily devotion to coherence. And the more stable you become in your light, the more the universe entrusts you with. You become a tuning fork for new realities, not because you're forcing them, but because you are them. So I ask you with love and challenge, where in your life are you still oscillating between old and new frequencies? And what rituals, boundaries, and practices would help you stabilize your highest self as your baseline, not just your highlight reel? From here, your role expands. You begin to lead others, not through ego, not through hierarchy, but through frequency, through embodiment. People start to feel different around you, not because you're preaching, because you're transmitting. They ask questions. They awaken in your presence. They remember. And this is where you must walk with great humility. Because leadership in the new paradigm is not about control. It's about capacity. The capacity to hold space without projecting, to guide without attachment, to mirror without distortion. You become a lantern, not a spotlight. Your job is not to convince, it's to resonate. Your presence becomes the invitation. So ask yourself, are you leading others from your wounds or from your wholeness? Are you projecting your path onto them or guiding them into their own? And are you willing to be a mirror so clean others can see their divinity in your reflection? Another sacred task of the dimensional architect is anchoring new systems. We are not just here to meditate and transcend. We are here to rebuild the human experience, to bring heaven through earth, not escape it. This means we must begin to create new ways of living, loving, educating, healing, exchanging energy. The old systems were built on control, separation, and fear. The new ones must be built on coherence, connection, and truth. And it is us, the awakened ones, who have the blueprint. It's encoded in our visions, our ideas, our desires. But we must act. We must create. We must ground the mystical into the material. That is the ultimate initiation, to build the invisible into the visible. So I ask you now, what structures, communities, or creations are being asked to come through you? And what if your dreams are blueprints for a new earth reality waiting to be born? But let's not pretend this path is easy. Awakening at this level often comes with deep loneliness, a sense of being between worlds, too expanded for the old, not yet fully anchored in the new. It's tempting to retreat, to shrink back into safety. But this discomfort is part of the process. It's the stretching of your soul into its full architecture. And you must learn to befriend the void, to rest in the in-between without rushing to fill it. Because the void is where you meet your truest self. The void is where the false self dissolves. And in that sacred silence, you birth the new. So I ask you with full reverence, can you sit in the emptiness long enough to let the truth emerge? Can you stop filling the unknown with noise and allow it to teach you who you really are? Lastly, we come to legacy. The final layer of interdimensional awakening is realizing that your life is not just about you. It's about what ripples through you, what echoes beyond your body, beyond your time, beyond this earth. You are not just here to heal your lineage, you're here to seed future ones. Every frequency you hold, every system you build, every soul you awaken, it all leaves a vibrational footprint. And one day, someone you'll never meet will feel your impact and awaken because of it. That's legacy, not fame. Not followers, but frequency that transcends time. And the more you remember this, the more sacred every moment becomes. So I leave you with this final question. What frequency do you want to leave behind when your body is no longer here? What if your entire life has been preparing you to become a living bridge between dimensions, a guide, a builder, a steward of the new reality?